Hey everyone, if we're new to one another, you might not know that I'm a heavy Mac user, but the reality is that I just love computers. And building my own PC is something I've always wanted to do, but since I've been so focused on Macs, the only PC building I've ever done is spending way too much money on RAM as well as SSD at apple.com. But with that in mind, this video is not a tutorial, but I'll leave 2 channels linked down below that I totally binged that help give me the confidence for this specific build, as well as leaving affiliate links to the specific build, again, linked down below. I did pick out all of these parts on my own, but I won't be going over them in any great detail. I'll just refer to them as their generalized names like CPU as well as motherboard, because again, there's no guarantee that this is gonna work. But considering I've posted this video and you're watching this video, somehow by the end of it, hopefully this machine will be put together and working. Now, I really hope this video doesn't turn out like that chili cooking video that I made in 2020. But either way, I hope you're cheering me on down in that comment section, and let's go ahead and get started. And the one place we want to start is with the motherboard. So we have that here. Oops. That's not going to be the only thing taking a tumble, I'm sure. Okay. I have a knife, a drill, and a screwdriver. Phillips screwdriver. Let's get underway. How do you eat an elephant? You can just do it one bite at a time. And I know we start with the motherboard. Ooh, pretty packaging. Now this is really like my dream here because I love unboxing things, and this is a lot of boxes that we get to unbox together. This looks like an antenna. Ooh, it has some heft to it, and there's things hiding in here. Oh boy. All right, lots of screws and little bits. And if you notice, I didn't take out the directions. We're doing this the YouTube way. Oh boy. Oh, but I really do think this is gonna be pretty by the end of the video. But pretty and working are two different. Actually, I think I saw that you should build this on top of the box to reduce static. Build it on top of the box. Wow, isn't that pretty? Okay, now up next is the CPU. Okay, here we go, Intel. Sorry, Intel, for all the negative things I've said since Apple Silicon. I'm sorry. More directions, we'll toss those to the side. God, this is slightly nerve-wracking. Don't touch the pins. I know that. And so there's this little arrow, and I know we should line this up with the other little arrow for those who dare move. Little arrows that line, and they say just let it fall into place. Okay, I think that was good. Now push this down. Oh my God. Nope. I do remember they said give it some force. My God, I did it. I believe this is just step 1. We got it. Okay, we got CPU in. What's next? Okay, RAM. This is RGB RAM. It's so crazy how less expensive this is compared to Apple Silicon RAM. All right, so it should be spots 2 and 4. Now the question is, does it go facing in or out? All right, now we click. No. Alrighty, and then after we have that in, we do SSD. All right, what do we need to know? Installation guide. It's in Chinese. Oh my God, what did I get myself into? All right, looks like we're going back for those directions. This says Phillips screwdriver for the specific motherboard, and this is a Phillips screwdriver, and it's not going in. Very frustrating. Good thing my partner has abundance of tools. This seems to be turning, which I don't see the difference. No, I gotta say that I've watched a lot of videos, and this is much more complicated. so that SSD process was extremely stressful. So we had to take a little intermission. We took a little break. Now we are moving on. We're gonna unbox the case here. It is white, which I'm looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to any more hiccups. All right, I've neglected the directions for far too long. Oh, it's so pretty. We will install the motherboard. Ooh, there's something flapping around. All right, a lot of screws. That feels very, very intimidating, but we will not be intimidated. So all of these screws look the same, but there's no way they're all the same. There's no way they're all the same. Come on, little screw. Now, I would recommend, if you have the ability, which I don't have one, a magnetic Phillips screwdriver. Lost another one. All right, now we have that in place. What the hell do we do next? Our cooling fan. Unbox our cooling fan. All right, so after, it feels like eternity, 30 minutes to set up this AIO cooler, which is all-in-one cooler. I'm ready to perhaps try and install it. All right, so I hope you're ready for more directions because we're moving on to another box. So this is the actual power. I don't know how many hours I've already put into this. I've never run out of storage on memory cards, and I've gone through like 3 already. So hopefully, ooh, the edit comes out favorable. Favorable. All right, so I think at this point, I do have all of these. This looks like crazy, it looks wild. But I do think I have everything plugged in where it's supposed to be. Of course, we're not gonna know that until we actually power it on and something doesn't turn on. And then on the inside, we have, yeah, I think I've managed to plug everything in. I mentioned earlier, cameras died, so it's been charging for a little bit. So right now we're moving on to GPU, and then I believe it'll just be powering it on, I believe. And we must believe, we must believe. Actually, a lot of the stuff was kind of fun. It was just very, very confusing. You got more cords and more screws than you actually need. You're like, am I forgetting something? Am I not? Like this stuff, I haven't used it. Do I need to? We won't know until we turn it on. Ooh, this is a fancy looking box. All right, so I am under the impression that everything is plugged in. Now we just gotta see if it turns on. There's turn on and then there's work, so those are 2 different scenarios we're in. But I'm not capable managing anything until at least I know it powers on. Because if you look at this, that is quite a mess. So we brought it to this side of the room just to see if it has power. Now the moment of truth is upon us. Nothing? No. There's a back off switch. Let's see. Okay, that's a good sign. All right, so after countless steps, troubleshooting, you know the deal. We have fans. We have lights in the front, but not at the top. But for today, this is where I leave it. See ya. Okay, so not gonna lie, after building the PC, I felt super defeated. I actually needed a couple days before pursuing it further. I had to load a bootable Windows drive. Again, I'll leave the source of how I did that down below. But not only that, I needed a wired mouse and keyboard, which I actually don't own, so I had to order and wait for those as well. I had some issues connecting the studio display with a custom PC, especially since I was insistent on using the built-in mic, speakers, and webcam. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on how I ended up doing that. But after having an operating custom-built PC with a studio display, I had to make it more me, so I added some orange accents, and of course, the OG Pokemon, Bulbasaur. Okay, so in conclusion, I never actually filmed a conclusion to this video, but I'm super happy with how it turned out. Yeah, it was super stressful, but I'm loving my first custom built PC. Actually, so much so that I've only been going back to the Mac Studio just for editing, only because I don't want to learn any new editing software. I also have my PS5 connected to this, but I've been enjoying Horizon Zero Dawn as my first PC gaming experience. And of course, it's handling that just fine as well. This was all super duper experimental, but I've been loving this Windows and Studio Display workflow. So if you'd like to see a full desk tour, let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and until next time, see ya.